We are back again for another review. This week, the Moroccan Oil Texture Clay. A little bit of housekeeping before we move forwards. Chosen this product because I got a little bit of feedback on my Instagram. Occasionally I ask people on there for their opinions on what reviews I should do, what I should kind of move forward with, and I felt like this was a good place to start. Lots of requests for this one, and there aren't too many reviews of it from a men's perspective with short, fine hair like myself. Additionally from that, we are also going to compare it to what most people want to compare it to, Morris Motley's Treatment Styling Balm, and we'll also compare it to TSB2. From there, if you're looking to see where the channel is going, what reviews are done next, that type of thing, follow on Instagram. I'll have the link just down below for you to check it out. It is Slickback Sunday on Instagram. And from there, let's start this review. So first things first, the packaging is very Salon Brand-esque. Got a nice bluish green color. I really like with the white plastic cap being a very uniform shape. No difference between the cap or anything like that. It's a nice cylindrical shape. Excellent. The actual label itself is pretty basic, gives you all the information on top. Essentially, it is a matte texture product for clay. So we have the ingredients and other information down on the bottom. Nothing too exciting there. Overall, okay Salon brand packaging that stands out. A little bit feminine for my liking. Opening up the product itself, it's sealed with this little plastic cap thing. Nothing too crazy. Scent is got a very beachy vibe to it, which works well with the clay and the kind of overall aesthetics that the packaging works well with, so I do like the tie-in there. It's smooth, it's light, there's a little bit of citrusy in there, and it honestly just smells like you would think the beach smells. It's hard to explain, but it's subtle, so you don't have to worry too much. It's also not something that you'll smell once it's in your hair and going throughout the day. Looking at the product itself, it's a very off-white kind of gray color, very similar to TSB itself, mainly the original one. There's a little bit of a difference in color from the TSB2 from the original, but I digress. Scooping it out is dense, dry, but easy at the same time. We can feel that it's got a nice consistency to it. As we break it down, it is extremely easy. Compared to TSB, it's dry, but has a little bit more slickness to it. Overall, very easy. Comes out clean in the palms. I like that. A little bit of tack as well. Applying into the hair, incredibly easy. Nothing to write home about, really. First scoop, feels clean in the hair, but overall hasn't really affected too much, besides adds a touch of texture to the hair. Second scoop, the tack starts to build up, the dryness starts to go away, and that slickness starts to appear a little bit more in the hands. It's honestly a quite unique experience, actually. Not too many other products give this feeling in the hand. Second scoop, getting about a medium hold. Texture is starting to come through. We're gonna go in with a third and final scoop, and I'll show you kind of the breakdown as well. Straightforward, easy, smooth, and then it starts to build up a little bit in the hand. Going in with probably the final application here. We're starting to get a little bit more grip in the hair, which is what we're looking for this type of product. Essentially a texturizing clay of sorts. Grip is probably one of the #1 things that you should look for in a product like this. Wash our hands, go through performance. So overall, as we said, application was easy. building the product in, added some grip, but nothing too crazy. First thoughts is that it is present in the hair. It is a little bit heavier than I would like it to be. Mainly there's a density to it that is nice. Helps it last a little bit longer throughout the day, but it could be a little bit lighter in weight. It's kind of that counter between the two, and that certain products balance a little bit better than other products, and some products can kind of get away with having more presence while staying light. It's the difference between ingredients essentially. Going from here, we get a nice texture. It is definitely matte. It looks extremely natural. That look of nothing in the hair while providing control and a little bit of hold. I would say the hold on this isn't nearly as good as TSB. I would put the hold on this at about, I'd say a medium to firm versus a firm. It leans more towards the medium side, and I think that's mainly due to the actual weight to the product. I can't use any more product where it eventually just essentially weighs down my hair, and from there throughout the day what happens is my hair deflates a little bit faster versus a product that doesn't have as much presence and weight to it. So that is the difference. Essentially comparing it to Morris Motley, which provides us with, or mainly just the original treatment styling balm, provides us a good lightweight base, some density to it. Tug and pull is a little bit firmer, but you do get a little bit more hold. Endurance, as I said, is pretty good. I would like to add a little bit more product in, but the worry is that if we do so, we won't get as much endurance in terms of volume. You'll have as much hold and control, but your volume will deflate much quicker, especially if you have any activity or sweating or anything like that. So texture is great, matte finish, definitely matte, no shine here. Medium to firm hold, leaning more so to the medium side, simply due to the weight of the product. Washout, this does wash out a little bit better than treatment styling balm. So that's kind of a give and take. Me personally, doesn't matter. They both come out with shampoo, so I'm not too worried about that. Control is quite good. It's not great, but it's not terrible in any sense. And yeah, I think that covers just about everything in terms of what we're looking for in a hair product, and we can go a little bit more in depth to each product. So first of all, this one, a little bit more readily available. So if you're not from Australia, you don't want to be spending the $60 to get a jar of TSB from Morris Motley, it is a good replacement and probably the closest thing to Morris Motley's treatment styling balm. However, this is heavier, doesn't provide as much hold. The hold is generated more through a stickiness and tackiness, which does dry into a grip, a little bit different than what TSB does. Washout, a touch better. Scent, I do prefer TSB scent, although this is great. You do get less product in this. That is also one thing to weigh. So for the $60 for TSB, and this is all in Canadian dollars, so you may have to adjust this due to different currencies. You do get 2.6 ounces versus 4 ounces from Morris Motley. So that is something to judge. If you're someone like me with lots of products, it might actually be better to go with a smaller jar size at a cheaper price because you already have tons of products. But if you're only relying on one jar here and there and you kind of are weighing your options, Morris Motley is probably the better bang for your buck in that sense in terms of the amount of product for how much you're paying. Switching from here, again, we're basically getting a little bit less hold, a little bit more weight, better washout, not as great a scent or packaging. Overall, very good product and probably one of the best salon brand products out there in terms of what you could actually find at your local salon versus salon products online. A little bit different there. something like By Villain would be a salon brand, but that is only essentially, there are some places in Europe that have it, but is essentially a salon brand online, versus this is a salon brand that you can find in stores, at least in North America. Moving on to TSB, the original. Essentially what we're getting here is a little bit harder to apply than the Moroccan Texture Clay. The product itself smells better. I find it's a little bit easier to scoop, although that's nothing really. What you get out of TSB versus the Texture Clay from Moroccan Oil is you get a plumping of the hair and a more grip. Essentially, this is a drier product, and that's generally what drier products do. They have bentonite as their main clay, which helps absorb moisture and helps plump the hair a little bit. You'll see YouTube people talking about this all the time. Having thicker hair, not something to worry, and what that does is it causes that tangly effect that people with thicker hair will complain about. Essentially, the hair is being binded by the clays, plumping it in terms of its strand density or its strand thickness, and then it dries it out. So all the hairs start to rub and become abrasive to each other, making it more difficult for people with thicker hair to use. So would I say someone with thick hair should probably go for this product? That is kind of your choice. Not having thick hair, I would probably say that option might be the better of the two. But with finer hair, TSB is giving us that plumping dryness, a little bit of more grip versus stickiness, and it just works so much easier. We get a little bit more hold, a touch more endurance, and a little bit more lightweight. Now, I would say that TSB is not a lightweight product, but it is lighter in weight than the Moroccan Texture Clay. Moving from there though, if you're going to get TSB, honestly, do yourself a favor and skip to TSB2. I will have a review posted somewhere up here. I did review it when this was recently announced, and it gives you a better overall picture on what TSB2 does. But essentially with TSB2, you're getting easier application. You're still getting the characteristics of TSB, but you get a easier application, as I just said. You get more hold. That's probably the major emphasis on this product, and the endurance is just so much better, while keeping everything that we like. The packaging, they've recently switched to glass jars like we see here. A little bit different than the one. This was a Chinese New Year kind of special edition. You kind of test TSB2 before it was officially released, but they will be now in this nice plastic or glass black jar. They're very appealing, and I like having them on my countertop. So yeah, you're getting a little bit more hold. You're getting all the things that we love about TSB. I personally love the scent. It's a distinct citrus scent that is sweet, that people often think smells like bubblegum. I don't get that kind of inspiration or scent profile from it, but I do enjoy it immensely. Washout, I would say, is a little bit better on TSB2, but that could just be hair type, things like that. So overall, they're all great products. The Moroccan Oil is probably the most easily available, and if you're looking to try a product in this range and you're not quite sure, and you want to buck up about half the price for one of these, depending on where you are, it's a good spot to try out and go with. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, smash the like button below, all that stupid YouTube crap. Subscribe both here and on my Instagram. And as well, I have been using the discussion portion that you can see on the YouTube panel directly. Essentially, you go to my channel, there's a bunch of tabs, there's a discussion feature there. You can send messages, I can post things, and that's kind of what I'll be keeping us up to date on there, as well as my Instagram. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys later.